I want to talk about the protests that's been happening across the country. Now, I wasn't privileged enough to be able to see these protests in real life because you know I would have been on the ground. You knew I would have been right there on the ground, making it shake for a real one, interviewing people. It was so much money for the content creators that were political, but was not on the street trying to figure out what was going on. I think that y'all missed a golden opportunity. I had to be outside of the country to take care of a little bit of a business, but there was a lot happening. There was a lot of protests that were happening across the country while I was outside of the country, and this is a little bit of it.
We begin tonight with the mass protests from coast to coast. Americans taking to the streets, voicing their frustrations with the policies of the Trump administration and Elon Musk, the world's richest man. All of this with the latest round of tariffs taking effect today, 10% on most goods coming into the U.S. Thousands gathering on the National Mall for the so-called hands-off protests organized by Democratic activists. Crowds also growing in Charlotte, North Carolina, New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. Many protesting the mass firings of federal workers and immigration policies. President Trump urging Americans to hang tough in a social media post earlier today, calling this an economic revolution that is already bringing jobs and businesses. But the president's tariff rollout has sent markets plunging and fueled fears of a possible recession. We have team coverage tonight. ABC's Jay O'Brien leads us off from Washington.
Tonight, hours into the start of President Trump's 10% tariffs covering most goods entering the U.S. Demonstrations erupt.
Let me also say this for the people that's in the back. Most of these people that are out protesting, because we're gonna break this down, all right? We're going to really get into this, and we're going to break it down today. Most of the people that are out there protesting, objectively, are older white people and super young liberal white people. Most of the people, I seen what was happening here in Detroit. I seen what was happening nationwide. I was trying to figure out where all of the black people, where all the Latin people, Dominican, the Mexicans, and all of these people. Most of the people out there are super liberal white people. Ain't that crazy, right? Before we get into why they were protesting, it blows my mind because you know what happened? They went back home today. You know what they had to do? Get back to work. On Saturday, listen, they spent their day off. Let me tell you how sad it is, because it's just as sad of what I was seeing during the whole Black Lives Matters protest and how those women that identify as lesbian and didn't even care about anything American or American values and didn't pour any of that money during Black Lives Matters back into their neighborhoods, back into Chicago. They went, they bought mansions, they capitalized, y'all bought their merch. And I was just as critical as that, as I'm going to be as critical as this. Y'all didn't get anything out of it, and you wasted a Saturday. You wasted a Saturday. Y'all went out there so that you can be a part of the in crowd, and you wasted a Saturday. We going to get there. We going to get there.
Erupting across the country, from Boston to Charlotte to Texas to California.
Look at the crowds. Look at the crowds. Look at the stuff. You see all you got to do, listen, communication is 90% body language. It's a rainbow flag, which means that they're gay, obviously, supporting the alphabet community, which if you want to be that, I support your right to do whatever it is that you want to do as long as you're not breaking the law and you're not hurting anybody. I support your right to be able to protest. I think that that is an American value, but it is a distraction from the thing that you actually probably could do to really advance your agenda, which I'm thankful that you guys are out there protesting so that liberals and Republicans can both make a lot of money from y'all out there making a fool of yourself. Look at the people that are out there. It is a sea of feminists, mostly women and a lot of feminine men. This is the honest to God truth. Mostly women and sassy men. That's crazy. And you know what? I got to give black people a round of applause on this one. I'm going to tell you why. Y'all finally, even though we may see things differently, I know y'all still gonna vote Democrat. Cool. I have no problem with you choosing to vote Democrat. Do your thing. But I gotta give black people a round of applause on this one. Just same way I hold them accountable, I gotta give them some kudos. Y'all said I'm staying home on this one. Nah, you know what? Y'all got it. We gonna line dance with our fans. We gonna be on TikTok making TikToks. We gonna do some overtime so that we can catch up because we so far behind. We listen. I know we running the Victim Olympics, but we got an extra shift that we got to catch up on. Y'all got it because for too long, liberal white women have continued to lead black people into the fire to benefit them. I told that white lady right on camera, I said, look at you. You looking so stupid. She said, why I look stupid? I said, don't you know that diversity, equity, and inclusion was beneficial for you? The white women hijacked the civil rights movement. White women, and I'm not talking about all white women, but let's just be real. White women hijacked the civil rights movement and made it about them and then started to create feminism. Then they captured black women. And I'm not going to trip on y'all this time because I understand that you didn't know what you didn't know. And so they capture black women and black women like, yeah, we like feminism. We love feminism. We love being against it. We love breaking up our homes. We're going to benefit. And they finessed y'all. Then they led y'all right into the alphabet community movement right behind Obama. Don't worry, we're going to get to him a little later on in the show. He was like, okay, we like scissor kicking. We gonna roll with it. And it didn't benefit y'all. And diversity, equity, inclusion, that ain't even your fight. Didn't benefit you. So they finessed you into giving up the civil rights movement, put you in the Victim Olympics, helped you to break up your home, then led you into being gay, turned you against God, and now they telling y'all that y'all need to protest against traditional American values. You just really started getting any kind of clout inside of this country. So you became an American descendant of a slave involuntarily. They gave you birthright citizenship, which was meant for black people, hijacked it, gave it to illegal migrants, and you went along with the okie doke. And you finally in 2025 are starting to open up your eyes and say, you know what? Why should I continue to protest against my own values? Why should I continue to protest against the thing that's for me? Listen, let them have it. Let them have it. At some point, you got to wake up. Listen, I don't expect for you to switch over to being conservative right away, but I need you to see and look how foolish you look to us when you was out there doing it with them. I want you to see what you look like to us when you was doing it with them. Look how foolish look at these women. Look at the most privileged, protected class of women on the face of the earth sitting there. Listen, you know me. I'm unhinged. I'm going to say what I want to say when I want to say it. Don't nobody own me. Don't nobody give me no nothing. I get it out the mud. Look at the most privileged class of people on the face of the earth complaining that somebody looks like them wants to fix their country. If this is not the most sad view that I've ever seen in my entire life. We don't have to agree on everything, but I'm pretty sure we agree on this. Look how foolish these people are. The ones that benefited the most off of the rape and the pillage of this country, and we finally started to make it right for all of us, and now they want to sit there and mess it up because they losing their diversity, equity, inclusion jobs. You can't say that Trump is racist because the people that are upset the most are white women. You you can't say that Trump is black people. Wake up. The one thing you can't say that Trump is racist because all of the people that are protesting against him are white women. Crazy. Crazy.
Protesting Trump and billionaire Elon Musk. ABC's Christian Cordero in Washington, D.C.
Hands off are the two words that's bringing everyone out here. And that's serving as a springboard for any of the many issues they care about. Throughout the day today, we have seen signs that say hands off our schools.
Look at the seat. No, look at this seat.
They care about. Throughout the day today.
Look. Find me a black person. Oh, I see one. With the Luigi hat on, down in the right-hand corner. I see one black woman in that crowd with the Luigi hat on in the lower right-hand corner. Look at that sea of Caucasus. Look at the Caucasus Sea out there. And I love white. I love everybody. I love white people, black people, all of the people that align with my values. Look at the sea of liberal crazies out there. And of course, we gonna have my black liberals inside of the chat that want to be like them so bad. You want to be a victim so bad. You want to be a victim so bad. You want to be, listen, to my liberal guys out here, you want to be gay so bad. You want to be accepted. And I get it. I get it because you know, your community don't embrace you the way that you want them to embrace you unless you acquiesce over and be like them. You want to be like them so bad. You want to go to their poetry slam nights. You want to go and make sure that you advocate for them for diversity, equity, and inclusion. You want to stand up for trans rights. You want to make sure that they get their jobs back and handing out all of our taxpayer dollars to places overseas. I get it. I get it. I get it. You want to be sassy just like them. Go ahead and join them. Go ahead and join them. Hands off. We won't go. Hands off. We won't go. Guess what? They still not going to give you no box. You're going to do all of that protesting. You're going to get out there sweaty. It was cold in some places. It was raining. And you still not going to get no box. Zero. Zilch. Nada. You're not going to get no box, bro. Nothing. You out there for no reason. You protesting. You know what you got? You got to go to work tomorrow, dog. Did you know that Monday you still had to go to work tomorrow? Don't you know that the majority of them people is on government assistance? You didn't know that? Majority of the people that take up government assistance in these social programs is white women. White women broke up their family first. You right there along with them. Break up your family. We're against Trump. Look at these people. You want them to, you want to be their friend so bad. You want to be their friend so bad. Still going to college campus parties. Dog, you 45 years old. You 45. Settle down. Settle down, Waldo. Settle down.
We have seen signs that say hands off our schools, hands off our bodies, hands off our social
You want to hang out with them? Look, found another one.
security. It seems everyone out here has a message about what they consider government overreach.
And tonight, as President Trump's first round of reciprocal tariffs officially snap into place, with steeper tariffs just days away from more than 50 countries. Musk appearing to take aim on social media at White House economic advisor Peter Navarro, the architect of Trump's tariff policies. Navarro downplaying the stock market sell-off Thursday and Friday, the worst 2 days on Wall Street since the pandemic.
We're in a situation where we're simply rebalancing and restructuring. I can guarantee you that the market will find its bottom, that we will have the Dow hit 50,000 easily during the Trump second term.
Most economists warning U.S. consumers should brace for higher prices and disruptions. Grappling with Trump's tariffs on foreign cars and car parts, the British automaker of Jaguars and Land Rovers announcing it's pausing all U.S. shipments.
Thank God.
And China already hitting back with its own 34% tariff on all.
How many of y'all actually care about a Jaguar? We was just doing a review video on Jaguar talking about how they already done turned sassy because they embracing the alphabet community with their new ads and their new cars. We don't even like Jaguar. If Jaguar went away tomorrow, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Cool. We with it. Pause all shipments, shut down all dealerships. We don't want no more sassy Jaguars.
U.S. imports.
I think it's still a little uncertain of exactly how that's all going to shake out.
But President Trump doubling down, adamant tariffs will bring home jobs and businesses, saying Americans should hang tough. It won't be easy, but the end result will be historic. With a deepening global trade war, Trump at his Florida golf course again today. The White House issuing its only official statement of the day, congratulating the president on winning the semifinals of his club's senior championship.
And Jay O'Brien joins us now from the White House. Jay, we're learning some Republican lawmakers are breaking with President Trump, introducing bills to help rein in these tariffs. But could they actually pass?
Yeah, with a handful of congressional Republicans introducing legislation to allow Congress the power to vote on any future tariffs the president would enact. That's being pushed by Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, typically a top Trump Republican ally, who now says he's worried about the financial future of farmers in his state. Democrats calling on more Republicans to join him. But even if there is bipartisan buy-in, this legislation would also likely need the support of Republican leadership on Capitol Hill, like House Speaker Mike Johnson. And that isn't expected to happen, Whit.
So I'm going to break down and I'm going to go over a little later in this show about what's happening in the markets. But to all of the people that are finally waking up and realizing, and when you went out there to protest this morning, if you took your raincoat off and said, you know what, I'm about to go back to sleep because I'm not really sure that this is for me, congratulations. Instead, you should be strategizing, because the same way that they took advantage of you by having y'all distracted by the thing that wasn't best for you, this is the thing that you need to be hunkered down on, and you need to be tapped into the Patreon so we can figure out how to capitalize off of them being distracted while we going to continue to get rich.